welcome back to SKC Fighter Interviews. I'm your host, Brandon Halley. Today, I am joined by Kendra Alspach from Dynamite Kickboxing in Greenville, South Carolina. Kendra, how are you doing today?
Pretty good. Just chilling, chill Sunday. So
I respect that show on Sunday. Let's get right into it. Talk to me
yeah.
about how you got into fighting. Talk to me about how you got into Raul's gym, Dynamite
Mhm.
Kickboxing. Tell me about the beginning of your journey.
Yeah. So it was right around 2 years ago. I I always thought like kickboxing kind of sounded cool, and so I started a like a cardio kickboxing class. And really enjoyed it. I did that for about 3 months before moving down here to Greenville to be closer to my brother and his family. And so when I was moving down here, I was looking for gyms in the area, just wanted to do some kind of martial art. And then found a Muay Thai gym in the area. Did that for little over a year. Um, and then I the gym that I was at, like, it was a great gym, but it wasn't really catered towards uh, people who wanted to fight. And so I was just looking into other gyms that, had an active fight team. And so I reached out to Raul, took some classes with him, and I had been following him on Instagram for a while and knew that, uh, he had a couple people that fought for the gym and they were really active, traveling different places. Um, and so, yeah, that's how I got in with Raul. For the first day that I was there, you know, it really felt like home to me. I mean, that sounds kind of cheesy, but yeah, so that's how I got in with Raul. I've been there for about almost 6 months now, and yeah, just really enjoyed it. So
Talk to me about your goal in fighting. Do you have a bigger a picture of how you would like to finish out your fighting career?
yeah, so I wanted to start fighting, just one because it sounded like it would be kind of fun, and then also just to uh, push myself and to you know uh, test out my skills in the ring, and so that's still the goal. Obviously, is to you know put into practice what I've been training for, but also, I mean, at this point, kind of, I just want to see how far I can take it. Whether that's going pro someday, that'd be cool. But at this point, just kind of keep trying to get experience and just really just see kind of where the road takes me.
Talk to me about your first fight, and then also I know you competed in the IKF East Coast Classic a couple weeks
Hmm.
ago. So talk to me
Hmm.
about the experience fighting. You've had two fights so far. Talk to me about your experience fighting, and then the lesson you've taken away from the two fights.
Hmm. Yeah, so my first fight was back in September at SKC 4, and at that time I was at another gym, and honestly, like, that fight was kind of like a wake up call. Just I didn't really realize at the time kind of how much preparation and training really should take place before actually stepping into the ring. And so after that fight, uh, someone I know kind of reached out to me and basically encouraged me to, you know, look into uh, other gyms, if I wanted to keep on, uh, pursuing fighting. And I'm not, trying to, bash this gym that I was at or anything. Like I said, it was a great gym. It was just, not really a gym for fighters. At least that's was my experience. And so, I took, what that person said, kind of, molded over, and, that's when I reached out to Raul. And, um, since joining his gym, the work that I put in is, you know, 3, 4 times as much as at that other gym. And so that was my first fight back in September. And then a few weeks ago, as you mentioned, I fought at the IKF in Myrtle Beach, um, and lost both my fights. Well, lost the fight in September, lost the fight in at the IKF. But just the, comparing the two, even though I lost, a few weeks ago, um, I can see, so much progress, in myself, not just, training and fight wise, but just, mentally, um, just the growth that has happened. Um, so that's kind of my experience with both those fights. I've got another fight here in a couple weeks in Louisville, and then, obviously the SKC 5 here in a few weeks as well. So looking forward to both of those, and just, again, just trying to, you know, put myself out there, test my skills, and, get better, win or lose, each fight. So.
Talk to me about the adjustments you're making in your game, but also the preparation, whether that's physical or mental, from your last fight over at the IKF East Coast Classic to your upcoming fight in Louisville, Kentucky.
Mhm. Yeah, so the ICAF fight, was a good fight. I, like I said, I saw a lot of progress, from 6 months ago. One of the things that I noticed, and, that Coach Raul and, the team noticed is, um, I was kind of backing up too much, going towards basically being too comfortable, uh, you know, against the ropes. And so that's something that, uh, we're working on, adjusting. Um, and then just, I've got some different combos that Coach Raul has been working on with me, just to kind of, drill them over and over. And, hopefully, the next couple fights, those combos will, show up in the fight a little more. So that's kind of, the main thing is, the backing up, and, um, yeah, just not, giving up that space to my opponent.
Let's talk about your opponent then, Oriana Cromines from Temple Muay Thai Asheville. I know you guys. I don't know how close you guys are, but I know you guys are aware of each other, right? The two gyms have a good relationship. I actually spoke to her this morning, and she's excited to be competing against you, to a friend that she called. How do you feel about this matchup? What do you know about her, and what are you trying to prove? What is your statement that you're trying to prove with this fight?
Yeah, so I've known of Oriana for, probably a few months now, but we actually met for the first time back in February at Rogue. They had a open sparring. I think you were there as well.
Mhm.
But so I met her there. We got some good rounds in. And, I think that, it's her first fight. And I think that, she's going to be, tough opponent. And, as you said, like, Dynamite and Temple, they're kind of, you know, friends, or, friendly. So, I think, yeah, it's just going to be a good fight. I'm not, interested in any kind of, beef fights or anything like that, or trash talking. So, I think, yeah, we're just going to go out there and put on a show. As far as, a statement, I don't know that, I necessarily, have one to make. Really, I just want to go out there and have a good time and, put on a show and just, show, what I can do. And, just the hard work that I've been putting in with the team. So.
What is something that Coach Rowe, but also Malik too, because I think Malik has the most fights out of anybody in your gym.
Mm-hmm.
So something that Malik and Coach Rowe has instilled or have been mentoring you on to
Mm-hmm.
help you get to the next level in your fight career.
Yeah. There's a lot of things, but the thing that comes to mind, and really this has, kind of been like from the beginning, since I started at Dynamite, is really just, putting in the work, putting in those hours and getting those reps in. And, you know, um, you can have all the talent in the world, but someone that outworks you and puts in more hours is, that's going to beat you every time. And so, yeah, Malik and I, we're there uh, several hours in the evening. We do morning trainings. And, I've seen the progress in myself just take off, just from, getting those hours and getting those reps in, and just grinding. So that's the main thing is, just that work ethic and putting the work in.
Respect to that. Shout out to Coach Raul. Shout out to Malik. He's going to be fighting on the same card as you. I'm really excited to watch him fight in person.
Yep.
So, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I wear contacts. I see that you wear glasses.
Yep.
When you train, do you wear contacts or you just free ball it?
I do wear contacts. And I wore contacts at the last IKF fight I had. I didn't wear contacts in my first fight just because, like, one, I didn't have them, and two, I wasn't really like sure if that would be like a good idea. But the more I train with them, and the more I wear them, and like I would rather wear them than not. I can see, like, I wear glasses for I'm nearsighted, so I can see relatively well, like up close. But I can see obviously a lot better wearing contacts. Um, I have lost. I lost one of my contacts in the last IKF fight. I did a couple PKBs with them and ended up losing both of them, which, like, I figured that was going to happen, but, you just kind of deal with it and move on. But so, yeah, yeah.
No, I feel you there. I don't know how guys fight without contacts, man. Like I've had several people that tell me, "Oh no, I don't wear anything when I fight," and that's just
Yeah,
insane to me. I don't know how anybody would do that to
I
themselves.
know.
Yeah, and like you say, you lose them, but that's the price you pay for.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is a little weird when you lose one of them, and then you have perfect vision in one eye, and then the other one is blurry. But it's better than, I don't know, than having not, what am I trying to say? Neither of them. But
Sucks
yeah,
having to pay to see. That's the basically the flex. So if you
yeah, I know,
don't have any vision impairments,
I know.
that's the biggest flex in all of us. No matter like if I'm a world champion, you will always have one over me because you can see for free and I can't. So
Right.
talk to me about some of your favorite foods that you like to go to for your weight cuts, and then talk to me about the food that you like to eat after your fights.
Yeah. So, um, usually, so for the ICAF fight, I had to do a little bit of a weight cut, and then, um, for my first fight as well, I also did a little bit of weight cut. And basically both of those times, honestly, I'm kind of simple. A lot of the times when it comes to my food, so I would be eating, just a lot of chicken, a lot of eggs, yogurt, cheese. Those are the main things that I would eat. Really, just I had to focus on just getting as much protein as I could. Um, and so for after the weight cut, really just whatever, just carbs. I love donuts. Yeah, just trying to carb up.
Yeah. Do you work with a nutritionist at all or no?
I don't know.
I highly recommend that every fighter work with a nutritionist. They make weight
Yeah,
cuts easy. Shout out to
yeah.
my nutritionist, Charleston Pugh. Yeah, I highly recommend every fighter. If you're serious about fighting, if you're serious about competing, if you're serious about the sport, everyone should be on a nutritionist. That's a
Yeah.
fact. They have working with my nutritionist has completely rid me of the anxiety of a weight cut of like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? And
Right.
luckily, my nutritionist is a fighter. He's currently still a fighter, but he's made anywhere from 35 to 55, and so this guy's a pro at cutting weight. I mean, that's like what this guy is an amazing at. So
Yeah. Who do
working
you
with him
use?
as I use my buddy Charleston. I can send you his contact info
Okay.
if you're
Sure.
interested. Yeah, he's an awesome guy to work with, and like again, working with a nutritionist completely rids of the anxiety of the weight cut. And when you're in fight camp, you're already stressed about the fight. You're stressed about your training. You're stressed about like, am I doing enough? My cardio work. There's a
Right.
lot of things going on. Take the anxiety of the weight cut even out of the equation. Don't even worry about it. Work with someone that knows what they're doing, and then get your macros right. And then basically, you just have to learn how to eat correctly. Because fighters, I'd say this. This is like my third time saying this on one of these interviews. Is fighters, you can eat a lot more than you think you can. I promise you. I was eating 1,900 calories for like a month until before I started working with him. He's like, "Oh, dude, you're gonna get hurt bad if you eat 1,900 calories, and that's all you're doing." So work with a nutritionist. Like I said, I can send you my guy's information after this. But yeah, every fighter needs to be working with and I think that may, then you can focus more on the fight. You can focus more on the fight camp, and then your training, and you feel good going into it. So yeah, I can get you guys in touch, and then hopefully that will actually play a big part in your camp.
Sure.
So talk to me about how the camp is going. I know you have a fight coming up very soon. So talk to me about the fight camp for that, and then anything specifically you're doing differently, like different training or anything different you're doing for this fight camp.
Honestly, Coach Raul doesn't really do like fight camps, in like the traditional sense. Really, it's just showing up for training. Obviously he tries to, study, our opponents and kind of gain information from that. And, we kind of adjust, training, accordingly, to each, individual opponent. But really it's just, showing up every day, putting those reps in, and yeah, just kind of, trying to get, if someone has an opponent that's, taller or, comes forward a lot, he kind of makes those adjustments. And, we do drills kind of based on that kind of, their style or, their body type or whatever. But yeah, I mean, so far, everything's going well. Yeah.
If I want you to use one word to describe yourself.
I would say determined. Yeah.
Elaborate on that.
Um, yeah, I'm just, determined to uh, succeed, determined to do my best, and to just, determined to, show up every day and do the best that I can, and just to just grow as a, not only as a fighter, but just, as a person. So,
Respect to that. Give me your favorite striking drill, and then give me your favorite strength and conditioning exercise.
um, favorite striking drill. We do drills is like one for one, two for two, three for three. So basically, you go back and forth with your partner, throwing one shot, two shots, three shots. And I like those drills because, it's not sparring, but it's, kind of like sparring. But you're able, I find, I'm able to kind of, play with, different combos a little bit more, and kind of, just throw things that, usually in sparring, I don't normally think about throwing, just because, you have, in sparring, it's a lot more like, you don't really have time to think. It's more reaction, kind of, at least, that's how I find it. So I like those drills a lot. Strength and conditioning. I don't know that I really have a favorite thing to do. I mean, for me, like, obviously strength and conditioning is essential, but I don't necessarily love it, so it's all kind of just to me. So
I respected that. I did not like setting my foot in the gym to weightlift unless I absolutely have to. So
yeah,
I'm with you
yep.
there. Any last shout outs you want to give out?
What's that?
Any last shout outs you want to give out?
Yeah, just shout out to Coach Raul, and Malik, Antonio, all the other teammates at Dynamite, for, just helping me and just putting in the work. So
Very well said. SKC fans, come tune in to the SKC 5. Watch Kendra Alspach and Oriana Cromines fight on May 11th at the Foundry in the beautiful Greenville, South Carolina, or on pay-per-view at WKInternational.tv.